What if NWA never broke up, y'all? Now travel with me to a far-off alternate universe where NWA stayed together, Eazy-E never died, and all the members are still making music to this day. What would hip-hop look like? Incredibly different. With NWA sticking around, you got no Eminem, no 50 Cent, no D12, no G-Unit, no Yellow Wolf, no any of the cats that are underneath Aftermath. You would have none of them. You wouldn't have a Kendrick Lamar. Whoa. So looking at that, hip-hop today will look incredibly different if NWA remained. Now, you would have other rappers, of course. They probably would have taken other rappers under their wing. But would Dre have ever even had Aftermath? I feel like NWA sticking around would have held back Dre to a certain degree as a producer. And I feel he was unleashed on the world when he left NWA. So I just think those big deals happening early on for Dre probably wouldn't have happened. You know, there was lightning in the bottle for him at that time. So it's kind of crazy. Now, with NWA sticking around, you have no Suge Knight, you know, and with no Suge Knight, you don't have a propped up East Coast, West Coast beef. And not only that, but NWA would have unified the West Coast to a certain degree, where even that beef might not even have gotten as big as it did, you know, because we all know that the cats behind the scenes are the ones that prop up this East Coast, West Coast beef, you know. Diddy, Suge Knight, the labels, they were propping it up, not Big and Pac. So what's crazy about it is looking at it with no M, no 50 Cent. When those two cats came out, man, they were waiting on their wave to be done because they had just taken up so much space in hip hop where a lot of careers got halted. When 50 Cent came out, Jay-Z was warning his whole label about 50 Cent. He's coming. You know, when he comes, ain't nobody else going to be popping. And sure enough, when he came out, he had the biggest release in hip hop at the time, other than Eminem, and no, all the other careers, the Beanie Siegels and all the other people really got halted to a certain degree on Rockefeller and across other labels as well. So the whole spectrum would look different. And NWA was such a dominant force. People were afraid of NWA. You know, they were really afraid of them, you know. So looking at it that way, it's kind of crazy. I do think that the soul boom bap era probably wouldn't have been as big as it was in the 90s. It would have been there, but with NWA sticking around, propping up gangster rap, there would have been a harder sound, quicker and more often in the 90s. We had gangster rap in the 90s, but it wasn't like NWA necessarily, and didn't take it as far as NWA would take it. But I do feel that it would have been more propped up. Ren and Yella actually having more of a voice in hip-hop would be interesting as well. Eazy-E having a voice in hip-hop would be interesting. Eazy-E brought out Bone Thugs. He's the reason we have Bone Thugs. And Ice Cube is the reason we have Eazy-E. You know, Ice Cube is the factor that would stay the same no matter what. He is the constant in this. I feel he still would have been doing movies. He still would have been doing his politically charged rap. He always felt that he wanted to go off and do his own thing. So I do feel that he would have been the same regardless if they stayed or broke up. So it's a cool thing to ponder, man. Let me know what y'all think that hip hop would look like today if NWA never broke up. Peace.
I shot him, his ego to sink to the bottom. Snoozing his cool, he button mask, man, it's spitting like suffering a succotash, and I make it dance like get to the chopper.